Hello everybody and welcome back or welcome to another video. Now we're starting this month's TBR takedown a little differently because usually I'm like crunched for time and I'm trying to squeeze in like 8 books within a week. This time we've got the whole month. We've got some time. So let's read my physical TBR for March together. Like the plot twist at the end of this, I was a bit like dumbfounded by because I was shook, okay? I despise Henry. I actually despise him. We've also got the slowest of slow burns, okay? And the slow burn is eating in this. A little reminder before we go into the video, let me just remind you what's on my TBR for the month of March. We've obviously got the Zodiac Academy tandem read. Ugh, not looking forward to that. We've got The Naturals by Lynn, Unloved by Peyton, Corinne, The Charlie Method by Elle, Unravel Me by Tahereh, Mafi, A Deadly Education by Naomi, Novik, and last but not least, Glow of the Everflame by Penn. So now that you're all caught up, let's get into the video. So I've just got back from my walk and I've been listening to The Naturals by Lynn and I'm really enjoying it. Literally, I'm about, I don't even know how far into it I am. I started, obviously, right. Start again, Brie. Let's start this all over again. I finished, when I was on my hawker log, I finished the tandem read of this. Now I know I haven't got any clips of me reading it, and that's because this was a drag. It was like slumping me, but not to the point where I didn't want to read it anymore. It was just slumping me to the point where I was like, I need to get through this. Like, I cannot read this anymore. I'm so bored. And that's a bold statement coming from me, from someone that absolutely loves this series, the Zodiac Academy series. For me to say that I'm bored is quite a bold statement. So yeah, I finished it when I was on my Huckle Walk. I literally had like 2 chapters left. I got through them. The ending was a bit like meh. I feel like there's been better cliffhangers throughout the books and I was expecting something really big. Coming from book number 8, going into the last book of the series, expecting something really, really big, especially after the cliffhanger we had of book number 7. So I was expecting something big, but we just didn't get it. I feel like the whole book was very just dragged out. It could have been easily, this book is 1,200 pages or 1,300 pages. I feel like it could have been easily 500 pages. Easily. I don't see why it was that many pages, but I finished it when I was on my walk. I was so glad to finish it, literally so glad. But once I'd finished it, I still had like an hour left of my walk. So I went in with The Naturals by Lynn. Obviously it's on my TBR for the month of March. And I'm really enjoying it. It's really good. I've literally I'm not even 100 pages into this, but I'm enjoying it so far. It's going really like, it's just an easy sort of read. And usually I can't really listen to audiobooks from the start. I have to have like physically read the book first because I find it really hard for things to like sink into my brain. But this was really easy to get into. Like, I feel like I was just like immersed in the story straight away as soon as I like started listening to it. But to speak about these, I rated this a 3-star, I think. Let me get my fable up. Yeah, I rated this a 3-star, and then the 8.5 I rated a 4-star. I much preferred the 8.5, the Beyond the Veil. I did tandem read them. I much preferred the 8.5 and like the different POVs we got from the other people beyond the veil. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to spoil anything. But this is obviously a book set beyond the veil, which is like the other side. You get POVs of people who are already dead, and I do feel like it's quite important to read this book because you get some important information from this, especially about like the guild stones and like a lot of backstory, and because you get like POVs from people who are already dead, you get a lot of like information from them. But I would definitely suggest tandem reading them because it repeats a lot of what's in here, just in like a different POV. So I would definitely try and tandem read them. I will leave the link down below of this video of the tandem read that I followed, and I feel like it was really good. I feel like I didn't get any spoilers from anything. I feel like we dragged up to this big thing and then it was just very anticlimactic. Anticlimactic, is that a word? Anticlimactic? I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say. But it was like, I don't know, I feel like it could have just been so much shorter, and I feel like because it was so big and we had so much filler that there was like, we were speaking about so much. Like we were like discovering this different magic, but that was like happening in the first like 20%, and then we had all this filler, and then we started speaking about like the ether magic again in the last 20%, and I was like, we've had so much crap in the middle that I've forgotten about like the backstory story of the ether magic. Why have we had all this filler stuff? I feel like the first 20% and the last 20% were good, but the middle bits were just unnecessary junk that we just didn't need. But enough about them. I just wanted to speak about them, obviously, because I haven't physically read them in this vlog, but I said I was going to film myself reading them, but then like while I was reading it I was like, I don't see the point of me really filming myself reading these because nothing was happening. I didn't have any like reactions or anything like that. I was just trudging through and trying to get through it the best I could. Like I even paid for the audiobook because when I was in the car I was listening to it, when I was on a walk I was listening to it, when I was in the shower I was listening to it, when I was in bed I was reading and listening. I was, at any free moment I had the audiobook on, or when I was like in work I was reading because I just needed to get through that tandem read. It was cumulative of, I read it in 7 days, and all in all I read the tandem read, all in all is 1,659 pages, and I read in 7 days, so I averaged 237 pages a day. So my brain is frazzled, so that's why I am going in with the naturals, because it's a really short book. It's YA, it's something completely different to what I've read. Obviously I've just read a really intense book about romance, death, magic, just so much happened that I just needed my brain to rest, and this was the only non-fantasy / romance book on my TBR. So that's why we went in with the naturals, because I think it's not even 300 pages, I don't think. It was literally 308 pages. Yeah, 308 pages, so you can't go wrong with that. And I feel like I'm just gonna get through this tonight and tomorrow. I don't think I'll finish it tonight because I really want to watch the Manson murder documentary that's on Netflix. I really want to watch that, and I really need to watch the Ruby Frankie documentary as well. Everyone keeps on telling me to read that, to watch that, so I really want to watch that as well. So I think I might have some food, get on my pyjamas, I need to change my bed in, so I might do all that, and then I might read for a bit, and then I'm gonna watch my documentaries that I need to catch up on, that I just update you on where we're at. But I'm so glad that tandem's done. Oh my god. I also feel like there's a weight lifted off my shoulders now, but I feel like because I went into it like so soon after I read book number 7. Like I read book number 7 and then I tried to read Fear the Flames and then I DNF'd that, and then I just went in with the tandem read, and I feel like I hadn't processed book number 7 fully to go straight in with that tandem read, which is almost 2,000 pages. I was like struggling because book number 7 is like 1,000 pages, I think. It's like 990 something pages, so in a matter of like 2 weeks I'd read almost like 3,000 pages, which is like insane. So I'm definitely not going to read book number 9 for a while because I think book number 9 is like 1,000 pages as well, which is just like why are they so long? Like, why are they so long? Since I last updated this vlog. I started this vlog at the start of this month. I think it was the start of this month. Yeah, I did. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Yeah, I started this at the start of this month, and I obviously did my tandem read and I read the naturals, which I haven't even updated you on. But as you can tell, I sound a bit like a man because I'm so unwell. I'm so congested and I feel disgusting. But I had to take a pause. I took a pause in this vlog because I was filming other videos, but those videos have been scrapped because my car ended up going into the garage and I had no car for about a week and a half. So I was stuck at my mum's house because I was sharing her car with her. I became extremely unwell, and I'm still unwell. I'm all like congested and disgusting, and I smell of Vicks and Albus and I'm like dosed up on Sudafed. We've got like a week left of March and I need to get through my physical TBR. So let's just talk about The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. That's upside down. And I really enjoyed this. Like, I really enjoyed this, okay? I rated it, what do I rate it? I rated it a 3.75, which I think is really good. It's the first book in a series and I think as the series goes on, it's gonna get a bit better. It is a YA, so I'm not expecting anything like amazing from this series, but it was still a good book. Like 3.75 is a good book. I feel like whenever I rate something like a 3 point something, or like anything in between a 3 and a 4, I feel like I need to justify it, but like a 3.75 is a good rating. But like the premise of this is there's a group of teenagers and they've been recruited by the FBI to work on cold cases because they've all got like a special set of skills. So like some can like read emotions, some are like good at profiling, and then you have like one girl who's like Spencer Reid of the group, who's like a know-it-all and has like photographic memory and is just amazing at all facts. But the female main character is Cassie. She's like who this POV is from, and Cassie's like the latest recruit into the group. I think there's like 5 or 6 of them, I think. But Cassie's mum was murdered a few years ago and that case has like never been solved, and I think like her case is like the main premise of this, obviously because we're going from Cassie's POV. So her mother's case is like the forefront of this because it is a cold case, and one of the cases that the FBI are working on at the minute, it has like connections to her mother's case. But I will say we do also have like a love triangle situation going on. Obviously it is YA, so we haven't got like this major romance plot. I would say like the romance is obviously like a subplot of this, but we have got a love triangle situation on, and I do just want to say I'm team Dean, just saying. And obviously because we have like a group of people, we've got like a potential, not yet, but like a potential found family element, which I'm excited for. You all know I love books with found family. Like I love books with that found family aspect, and you can just like obsess over them. I love it so much. But yeah, it's just a fun, easy read. Like it's a YA book, you can't go wrong with it. Just an easy YA book. And I read The Inheritance Games and I really didn't like, can I speak? I really didn't enjoy The Inheritance Games. I didn't enjoy, like, I feel like it was written very YA, so I didn't think I was going to enjoy this as much because obviously it's the same author by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So I thought like maybe it'd be the same writing style, but I did really enjoy this, and I feel like it's written a bit better compared to like The Inheritance Games. The Inheritance Games was too YA for me. This was really good. I really enjoyed it. I have already bought the second book in the series, so I am obviously continuing the series, but I will say the unsub at the end, because obviously we've got like a certain cold case in this that they're solving. The unsub at the end, I did have thoughts that like it did cross my mind they were the unsub, but I wasn't expecting it to the extent. Like the plot twist at the end of this I was a bit like dumbfounded by, because I was shook, okay? But I really enjoyed it. Really good book. I was expecting, like, obviously it's the first book in a series, but I was expecting to see like them working on more cold cases and working on and like getting to see their skills more, but like their class is like they're recruited by the FBI, but they're not actually recruits. They don't actually work for the FBI. They're like a training program where actual FBI people, like the adults, are training these teenagers. So it's like a training program. But I was expecting them to be like part of the FBI. But obviously they're teenagers, not going to be part of the FBI. But they've got like these special skill sets. Do you know what I mean? So I was kind of like, I was expecting more cases and more like crime solving than what it was. So I think that's why it was lower, because I went in there with different expectations. But that's my fault. That's someone else's fault, obviously. That's obviously my fault. But yeah, really good book. I recommend. It was like nice and refreshing, because obviously I normally just read romance or fantasy, so it was really nice to just have like a change of pace and a change of genre. But we did have a subplot of romance, which I did love. And now going into our, I guess you can say, because I read The Tandem, so that's like 2 books, and then I've read that, that's the 3rd book. So I guess going into our 4th book for this reading vlog. I forgot what we were doing then. I'm so congested, I feel terrible. But yeah, going into our 4th book, we are going to Glow with the Everflame. I'm so excited. I have already started this. I started it over the weekend. No, I started this yesterday. What day was it yesterday? It was Sunday yesterday, so I did technically start it over the weekend. And I thought I was slumping. Like, I thought I was really slumping, because I tried to go in with A Deadly Education as part of this video. That was going to be my next read, but I read like 4 pages. No, I read a bit more than 4 pages, but I read like half of the first chapter, and I had no clue what was going on. Like, the way that it was written, I was a bit like, what the frick is going on? And I just didn't want to pick it up. Like, it wasn't intriguing me, so I thought like I was going into a bit of a slump, because I just finished Out on a Limb. So I was like, oh, maybe I'm just in a contemporary romance kind of mood. So then I was thinking, oh, what contemporary romance can I pick up? And I didn't really fancy any that was on my TBR. I was like, oh, I'm going to be slumping now for the rest of the month. Like, I'm not going to be able to film any videos. But then I picked this up and I was like obsessed. Like, I was obviously just Deadly Education. It wasn't a good choice for me, but I'm like halfway through this. I read up to chapters 21 21 yesterday. I read 234 pages yesterday. I was obsessed with it, literally obsessed. And then I've read like about 50 pages this morning. Oh no, I've read over 50 pages. I've read about 80 pages this morning when I've like been drinking my coffee and stuff like that. But I'm so happy to be back in this world of Everflame, I guess you can say. Everflame's not the thing. I don't know what, I can't remember what the world's called, but anyway, I'm very happy to be back with DM, Balato, and just Luther and everyone else. And in this, I get a lot more fun family aspect. Like, this is the second book in the Kindred Curse series. This first one is Spark of the Everflame, if you didn't know. And I can't really say anything about this book without spoiling the ending of Spark of the Everflame, because we're picking up from how the cliffhanger ended of Spark of the Everflame. But I'll tell you like the premise of what Spark of the Everflame is about, so you can understand like the world and everything. But I can't tell you anything that's happening in this because it will be spoilers. But it follows DM Balato. Now I switch between DM and Dem. You say DM, but when I say DM out loud I think of like direct message. Sometimes I say Dem, so apologies if I say Dem. I know it's pronounced DM, but it follows DM Balato, and she's a mortal girl from this small village, and the world is separated between humans and descended, and the descended are kind of like the fae of the world, but they're called the descended, and they're obviously the people with like all the magical abilities. They're seen as like super rich, they're royalty basically, and the humans are just scum basically. But DM like uncovers this secret, and she's like thrust into the world of the descended, and she has to like find her way through all this. But she's also involved in like a rebellion with the humans. There's like so much other little things, but it's really good. If you've read Crescent City, the world building is a similar aspect to Crescent City, so I feel like if you've read Crescent City you really enjoy this. Like if you've enjoyed Crescent City, or if you've enjoyed like the Book of Azrael and things like that, this is very similar to how the world is set up, and I really loved it. Rated Spark the Everflame 5-star. I loved it so much. But we've also got the slowest of slow burns, okay, and the slow burn is eaten in this. Like in book number 1 we had crumbs, like literal crumbs, okay, from the slow burn from DM and Luther, and then in this we're having more like the longing glances, the subtle touches. We're having more of that in this, and I'm like here for it. Like I'm literally here for it. I've literally been kicking my feet giggling. We're having crumbs, literally crumbs, and I'm sat in my bed this morning and I was like, ah. He said to her like, good girl, and I was like, stop please. Yeah, the situation that she's in now, Dem is basically with the descended, and she's like at the palace. That's not really like much of a spoiler, but like that's the situation she's in, and she's trying to like uncover a bunch of like secrets and things like that. And one thing that's so good with the way the Penn has written this book is it's from Dem's POV, and it's in the first person, and I feel like we are there with Dem on this journey, and we're being shown things and not told things. We are there on this journey, we are discovering things as Dem uncovers them, and we're just here for the journey with Dem. And I feel like I'm so connected to our female character. Like the way she's like a quick banter, her like snarky remarks, like everything is just perfect, and I am very happy to be back in this world. I did have to do like a bit of a recap because I think I read Spark the Everflame back in October, I think it was, so it's been a bit of a while, but I basically remembered everything, and as soon as I started reading I was hooked and I was obsessed. But because of the situation she's in, and she's in the palace, she's like making friends with like the other people, the other descended people, and we've got a fun family aspect forming, so I'm here for it. Like she's making friends, and I'm just like, oh, my girl, Dem, she's making friends, and I'm just here for it. Honestly, the fun family aspect is going to be amazing by the end of this. It's a 4-book series. There's only 3 out at the minute, and the 4th one, I don't even know when the 4th one's coming out, but the 4th one is coming out I think this year. I think she said it's coming out this year, but I don't think we have a date. I might be wrong. If we do have a date I'll put it on the screen somewhere, but I'm just so excited to carry on reading. But obviously I couldn't stop, I couldn't put it down yesterday, but I'm like more or less halfway through the book now. I have been reading it on my Kindle because they are on Kindle Unlimited, if you didn't know, but yeah, I'm reading it on my Kindle as well, and I feel like I'm just flying through these. But I've got a bit of time before I have to go to work today. I got work at 3 o'clock, so I'm going to leave my house about 2 o'clock. I've got a bit of time and we can do some reading. I've done a bit of reading this morning, but I just want to be back in this world. Like I don't want to put it down. I feel like we are kind of given middle book, but in a good way, if that makes sense, because I feel like we've moved from the plot of the first one, and there's like an entirely different plot, but we're still like discovering things that we hadn't even discovered in the first book. But we are still sort of like plodding along, like not much is happening, but I feel like we're building up to something really good. Like, oh, I love it so much. But yeah, I'm gonna carry on reading now and I'll get back to you when we have more of an update. But I think I'm working all day tomorrow, like all day, so I'm not gonna be able to like film anything tomorrow, but I'm hoping I can finish this tomorrow because we only have a week left and we have 3 books left, not including this one, and obviously Deadly Education was DNF, so we've got 3 books left we need to read, and I think that's manageable if I can finish this tomorrow. So yeah, let's just get reading. Henry. I actually despise him. The hatred I have for him is unmatched. I feel like he's given Dane in Everflame. He's given Tamlin. He's just given irrelevant, but he stays relevant in these books and he doesn't need to be. I despise him and I do not want no redemption arc of Henry. No. She's just making stupid choices over, like, because of Henry, and I feel like he's not worth it. Like, just focus on Luther, please. Like, we've got like a love triangle situation going on and I don't like it. Like, I like a love triangle, but not in this situation. Like, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. Stop. Yes. Go on then. So I've just finished filming my book haul, as you can tell by all these books here, but we've got just over 100 pages left of this book, so I'm gonna have a shower, get comfy, and then we can tackle these 100 pages together because I'm excited. He's literally like a reminder that challenged or unchallenged, you are my queen. Stop. So I've literally just finished Spark of the Everflame. No. Glow of the Everflame by Penn, and I have some thoughts. So I've rated it a 4.25 because I did thoroughly enjoy this book. Like, this could have easily been a 5-star. Like, I'm obsessed with this series, but my only critic of this, and the only reason why it's not higher, is because it was so infuriating. Like, Dem in this, oh my god, you don't understand how infuriating she was in this book. Just the little decisions, well, they weren't even little, she was making all these decisions and they were just stupid decisions, and she was being so naive and it was just so infuriating. But not even like, she wasn't even being naive, like, she knew the consequences and she knew what she was doing, but they were just so infuriating, and they were all for one person, Henry. He doesn't even deserve a place in this book. And then the ending really infuriated me with her mother's sort of like POV that we got at the end. We sort of had her mother's POV in the end of Spark of the Everflame, and we had the same sort of like instant of her mother's POV in this, and I feel like her mother holds all of the secrets in this book. She holds all the secrets, and I really want to know what those secrets are. Like, it's so infuriating not knowing everything, but it's because Dem doesn't know anything, so like, we're finding out everything as Dem finds out everything, as I've already said. But it's so infuriating, and I was just so angry throughout this whole book at all the decisions she was making and how stupid she was being, basically, and all for Henry. Like, the decisions, like, she's got Luther right in front of her, like, literally he is there, but he's basically on his knees and he's like, you are mine, and she's just like, I'm betrothed to Henry. Back up. No, like, No, like stop. Like I love a love triangle, but sometimes like in this, no, it just wasn't it, and I was so infuriated because he doesn't even deserve her time or like even speck of a thought in her mind. Like his name needs to be unwritten from every single book, and it's just, it was so infuriating. But this could have easily been a 5-star because we started again because of like the situation she's in and where she is, and like she's sort of like with the Descended. We've sort of like seen her make friends with the Descended, and we've got this little like found family situation going on, and I love this book so much, and I'm so excited to go in with Heath the Everflame. But anyway, loved it. 4.25. Can't stop thinking about it. I feel like I need to go into another book now, like instantly, because it's only like 8 o'clock at night. So I have time to start another book. I do need to do some editing, like desperately. I need to rough cut a video. So I think I'm gonna rough cut a video, which will only take me like an hour or two if I like lock in, and then we can start another book. So we've got 3 books left on my TBR, which I have got here. So obviously I've read Beyond the Veil, Sorrow and Starlight, I've read The Naturals, and I've DNF The Deadly Education, and now we've completed Glow of the Everflames. We've now got Unravel Me left, The Charlie Method, and Unloved by Peyton Corinne. I'm not in a fantasy mood right now. Like I need my brain to be switched off because that just like boggled my brain. So I need some smutty contemporary romance, and we've got Unloved or The Charlie Method, and I don't know which one I fancy. I feel like they're both roughly about the same size in page. It's probably like a 50 to 100 page difference in these, and I know I'm gonna love both of these. I loved Unsteady by Peyton Corinne, and I also love anything Elle Kennedy writes. So what shall I read? I feel like this is going to be more deep, like a deeper emotional romance, and I feel like I'll connect with this a lot more because one of them, he's like dyslexic and he's got ADHD, whereas like this is going to be like mindless smutty romance. I think I'm more excited for this, so I think I'm going to go in with Unloved. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go in with. I know that it follows Freddie, which is one of the teammates from Unsteady, and it follows Sadie's best friend from Unsteady, Ro, and she's going to tutor him because he's having a really bad time in classes, and he's got dyslexia, dyscalculia and ADHD, which I also have all of, so I'm very excited for this. So when I read like Daydream, that was like a 5-star for me because I seen myself in both of those characters, and I feel like I'm really gonna resonate and connect with the characters and the story and the plot of this book. So let's get to reading because I'm excited. So it's been like a few days. Obviously it's only been a few seconds for you, but well, it hasn't actually been a few days, but it feels like a few days. But actually it's been a few days since I've actually spoken to the camera, it feels like. But I've actually been to get my hair cut today. It's a lot shorter. If you couldn't tell, my hair used to be like down here. I've had like a good chop because it was getting so irritating, and my hair grows really fast, so I thought if I just cut there then I can just always grow it back. But yeah, I've had my hair cut today. It feels nice and fresh and healthy, but you obviously don't care about my hair. I'm gonna update you on where I am with this reading TBR Takedown situation. The boys next door are playing football in the garden, and they keep on whacking the ball up against the wall that like joins everything, and it's so irritating right now. So if you can hear banging, it's the guys next door playing football. But I think the last time I spoke to you, I was starting Unloved by Peyton Corinne, and I haven't actually spoken to you, like, I'll give you an update about this. I haven't really filmed much with this book because I literally devoured it. I think I started it the night after I finished Glow of the Everflame, time. I started it that night, and then the next day I think I got like a few clips of me when I was in Starbucks and I was just having my coffee and I did a bit of work and I read for a bit just to get out of my house and just like be in a different environment. But after that I don't think I filmed anything because I was so like enthralled, is that the right word, by this story, and I knew I was going to be obsessed with it. When I read Unsteady, I was obsessed with it. It was a 5-star. The way that Peyton Corinne writes is so heart-wrenchingly good. Like she really writes these characters' emotions so well, and she does it in a way sort of similar to Jessa Hastings. Like you can really feel the pain coming off the pages, but like in the best way. But I was a little bit like, I didn't really want to get, once I got like deep into the story, I found myself getting, without getting too deep with you guys, like I've never ever been triggered by a book. I've always thought of, you know, there's no trigger warnings that I really need to read because I'm not really easily triggered by anything, and there's nothing really like tragic that's happened to me where I need to like, where it's going to trigger me in any way. But for some reason the story of the female main character in this really triggered me. So once I was like deep into the story, one, I didn't want to put it down, and two, I was just like on the journey with her, and I was like really experiencing this like healing journey with her, because she's got a really abusive and toxic boyfriend who's like on again, off again, and he's really manipulative. And without like getting too deep with you guys, like that just really like resonated with me, and I found myself just being so like, not triggered in a way where I was like upset and like it was like hurtful, but because of the way that this is written as like a healing journey, and for the female main character to really become who she is. And like I've been through that, I've like discovered myself and like from past relationships and things, and I just really connected to her, and I just didn't want to whip out a camera because I was just so like obsessed with it, and I was just so like in my own head about this book. So that's why there's not many clips about it. But I was like debating, I was like, is this a 5-star? Because when I finished it, I was like, this is a 5-star. Then I was like, it felt a bit like long at sometimes, but then I was like, no, do you know what, this is a 5-star. Like the emotions from both characters, like I resonated with, especially with the female main character, like I just said, with Rose like relationship and things like that. And then the male main character, he's really struggling with personal issues. He's got ADHD, he's dyslexic, he's got dyscalculia, and I've got all those things. So I found myself like really resonating with his story and like his need for wanting to go to college and not just joining a hockey team straight away. Obviously I'm not like wanting to go join a hockey team obviously, but the way that he felt like he needed to go to university or college to prove something and to feel like he was able to do something academic and prove that to himself and to the others around him, and to see him like accomplish that and overcome these things. And it was just amazing. Honestly, I loved it so much. It was just, Peyton Corinne is definitely my new favourite author. She is magnificent. Honestly, like she's so amazing. Like Unsteady was a 5-star for me, and the second book in the series is a 5-star for me. Like that very rarely happens. Like I don't think I've rated numerous 5-star books in a series since like ACTA or Jessa Hastings, or I don't even know. I'm trying to think of my favourite series, or like Crescent City, Zodiac Academy. This is up there with one of my favourite series. And in this book we can see, because this happens on the same timeline as Unsteady, so I feel like in Unsteady and at the start of this book we didn't really have that friendship, found family situation going on. I don't want to say found family, but like this friendship group forming, because it was obviously the start of the series and this is kind of in the same perspective of the first book, so we don't really have that friendship group. But towards the end of this we go like a little bit further to what Unsteady goes up to, and we really get that glimpse of that friendship group forming. And I really hope the next book is Bennett's book, because I feel like I am going to really enjoy Bennett's book. Like Bennett's this really grumpy, moody guy basically, and I feel like I'm gonna love it. Like I know for a fact I'm gonna love it, because the female main character that I think is going to be the like love interest, I think she's got a lot of trauma just from like the little glimpses that we had from her. But anyway, I took a little break from reading because after this I needed just a day where I feel like I needed to sort of like not heal myself, but it was a bit, like I said, it was a bit triggering to read these things, and it brought back some situations. So I was just like, I need to take a day where I don't have to read and I can just be within myself. But we then started this morning, oh no, I started to read it last night, but I read literally one chapter, so we basically started the bulk of it this morning. But we've got Unravel Me. Is this Unravel Me? We got Unravel Me by Tahereh Mafi. This is the second book in the Shatter Me series, and I'm on chapter 7, page 52, so I'm literally nowhere near in the depths of this book. I kind of remember what happened in book number 1 in Shatter Me. Like I feel like I spoke spoke about it with my friend Danny, and then we sort of like worked out how much I remember because she's completed the series. So I was like trying to speak with her. I was like, do you remember what happens? And she was like, a little bit. So we were trying to like piece together the bits that shat me. I could have just looked at a recap, but I didn't. But yeah, once I've gotten like straight back into this, I remember how the Shat Me book left off, and we're like now back into we're just sort of like picking up where Shat Me left off. And obviously she's in this like underground rebellion camp kind of situation, and she's got a certain power where if she touches anything or anyone touches her, they like die instantly. And I think she's got like some sort of like super strength, but there's also like other people that can touch her and nothing happens to them. So she doesn't know why at the minute, and we're like along this journey with Juliet, and we're sort of like learning things as she learns things. So we don't know, and she doesn't know why some people can touch her and some people can't, and why she can touch some people and like other people die from her touch. And she doesn't know why she's got this super strength. And there's like other people in here that like have, in this like rebellion camp, that have like powers of some sort. Like some people are like, they can like stretch out really far, like Stretch Armstrong or Elastigirl kind of situation. And some people have like healing abilities, and like there's lots of other like little powers in here, but they're not, no one knows why people have these powers. Or like Juliet doesn't know why yet, so I don't know why. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's like a really fun, easy YA book. And I read Tahereh Mafi's This Woven Kingdom. Really didn't enjoy that. Really, I think I read that in my January TBR monthly takedown thing, and I really didn't enjoy that. But I am enjoying the Shat Me series anyway. And apparently there's like a, is it a sequel or prequel? There's like a book Danny said that's coming out to do with the Shat Me series, so I don't know whether it's a prequel of some sort or a sequel. I'm guessing it would be a prequel, because when we start the Shat Me series, they're sort of like in this dystopian kind of situation. So I think it could be like a prequel where it goes on about how they get to this dystopian world, and how this world's been taken over by the, I can't remember what the thing is called, like the government that's taken over the world or the country or wherever. I'm not too sure, but anyway, I want to get this done before that new book comes out, because I don't know whether it's going to be a series. I'm not too sure. I want to get this series done, and if you didn't know, it's quite a big series. So it's not like a big series. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 novellas. But the novellas are literally novellas. They're like 100 to 150 pages. They're so short. But yeah, I thought I'd just update you where I'm at and everything's going on. It's now currently, what day is it? It's the 29th of March, so we've got 2 more days left of March. So I want to try, this video might go over by like a day or 2, but that doesn't matter. But then we would have actually completed a monthly TBR with 1 DNF in there, but we would have literally completed a monthly TBR. And I just love that for us, because I love these videos, these like monthly TBR takedown videos, because I feel like I never read my TBR, and sometimes I put some amazing books on my TBR and I just never get around to them because I just read like random books. And like I want to read, like people have told me, you know, you should mood read and you should read for what you want to read, but then I have these books on my shelf and I'm just like, I'm never gonna get to them unless there's like something telling me to read them, if that makes sense. So, and like from doing that I find like amazing reads, do you know what I mean? And I've like discovered so many new books and so many new authors that I love because of these little challenge videos we do. But I also love mood reading as well, so I'm trying to find a balance at a minute where I sort of balance out mood reading and challengey videos, because otherwise I'm just gonna put myself in a slump. But that's got nothing to do with this video at all. But I'm gonna carry on reading Unravel Me. I'm gonna have some food, get in a shower. So remember when I said we were gonna finish my whole TBR this month? Yeah, I think I lied, because I feel like I'm slumping a little bit because I haven't read any more of this since I spoke to you. None whatsoever. I got up to like chapter 7, I think it was, and then I just didn't want to pick up a book at all. So I guess the video ends here because it's now April 2nd, so it's no longer March. So we failed yet again. One day I will complete my physical TBR, but obviously the month of March was not it. So I have softly DNF Unravel Me because I just don't think I'm in the mood for this, because I've picked up The Favourites, which is going to be featuring in a video very soon for you guys. So I've picked up The Favourites by, I can't remember the author's name, but I picked up The Favourites anyway, and I'm really loving it. So I think I just wasn't in the mood for Unravel Me. So I guess it's another fail. We'll see if we can complete our April TBR, but you'll have to come back for that. Make sure you're subscribed so you can see me probably fail again at completing my April TBR. TBR, but hey ho, that's the fun of all this. But obviously, to wrap everything up nicely for you, I thought I'd just quickly run through everything that I read off of my TBR this month. I'm trying to like film a bunch of videos right now and like get little bits that I need to add in videos, so if you see me wearing this outfit in loads of other videos, that is why. But we obviously started off this month with these two books, the Zodiac 8 book, Soar on Starlight, and 8.5, which is Beyond the Veil. You didn't see me read these because I just needed to get through these without a camera in my face, and I just needed to power through. Really did need to power through these. But I think I rated this a 3-star and this a 4-star. I think it'll be on the screen anyway. But yeah, this was just a very depressing time. Didn't enjoy these. It was the lowest time of this series, but I'm just glad it's over. I really am glad it's over. And then obviously you would see me go in with The Naturals by Jen Barnes. Thoroughly enjoyed this, 3.75. Can't wait to continue the series. And then obviously I tried to go in with A Deadly Education, DNF. No clue what was happening in this book. None whatsoever. And then what did we go in with next? Oh, Glow of the Everflame we went in with, which was a 4.25. You would have seen that I absolutely loved this book. I love everything about this series now. It's my new favourite series, or my new obsession, because I'm almost done with Zodiac Academy, so I feel like this is now my new obsession. Oh, I just loved this. Like, oh, it was so good. Like, it was literally the most epic slow burn ever. Oh, so good. And then I think, I went in with Unloved then next, which 5-star. I just said in my monthly wrap up how much this book like healed me, and it was just so good. Like, you would have seen me speak about this book, but so I'm not going to speak about it again, but this book just healed me in the best way. And then we had 2 books left, which was The Charlie Method and Unravel Me. Now I think if I went in with The Charlie Method, I probably would have completed this, but because I went in with Unravel Me, it just sort of like slumped me, and yeah, not the best. But we completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We completed 6 out of the 8 books, which is really good in my opinion. I feel like every month we're completing 6 out of the 8, so maybe that's a sign for me to choose 6 books in my monthly TBR. But I've always chosen 8. I've always chosen 8, and I can read 8 books a month. I choose 8 a month because I average 8 books a month. It's just I pick up other books on the side as well, so that doesn't leave me much wiggle room. But I'm gonna stick with choosing 8 anyway. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yet another fail of a TBR takedown, but we move on to the next month, so make sure you are subscribed so you can watch my April TBR takedown. I've got a bunch of fun reading vlogs coming up and a bunch of other fun videos which aren't technically related to reading but are bookish, I guess. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to that and press the little bell, and while you're down there, leave me a comment if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts were, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!